Hi, this is going to be my review of Classcraft. Classcraft can be found at classcraft.com. It is a classroom management game to increase student motivation. The basic version of it is free, and you can have an unlimited number of classes. So if you teach multiple grades or multiple classes in secondary, you can have a classroom account for each one without having to pay extra. They have a premium option that is $8 a month, and that offers a few more features that can just build the engagement factor in using this website. They also have a school and district fee that starts at $1,500, and you can use Classcraft on the web, or you can have an app for it, and your students can also download the app and they can sign into their individual accounts. It also can be integrated with Google Classroom and Microsoft Classroom. So if those are websites that you utilize, it can sync with those rather easily. And what Classcraft does is it takes the video game experience and it applies it to the classroom. So a lot of those gaming features get swept into this app, and students get really excited about being able to use it. So first I'm going to talk about how it is immersive and quest-based learning. It provides a role play and gaming opportunity, and as we go through, you'll be able to see kind of what that actually looks like. But as Rice talks about in the book, students will want or need to earn points to level up or buy new gear. And so that's exactly how this works. They can gain points in a variety of ways. And the more points they have, the more things they can purchase with those points. They can upgrade their characters. They can get a pet for their character. They can actually get classroom rewards as well. On page 121 in the text, Rice says the most successful games dole out rewards in small amounts as reinforcement and immediate feedback, linking consequences to actions, and all the while employing an element of uncertainty. And this game does a really great job of doing that. You get your points from different things that you can do, which I'll talk about in a minute. But you also can have setbacks because of bad choices, and you can assign point values to those bad choices, and people get consequences. And the consequence can hit one person or it can hit the whole team. And there's also like a random events feature that you can play just to even get your class started, and they don't know what's going to happen. It could give them points, it could take away points, it could make them do something that's kind of silly. So it definitely builds that excitement by doing just as Rice says. So in that aspect, it's a successful game. It is a multiplayer game, and so the students can interact. They get put on teams, and they have to work as a team to complete different activities. And you can set it up what those activities need to be. It could be completing an assignment as a team, or it could be if everybody hands in their homework, they get points as a team. And so it definitely encourages the students to want to encourage each other as they are on the same team working together. Classcraft empowers students to take control of their learning process. It fosters significant relationships by reinforcing teamwork and collaboration rather than competition. It's pervasive and affects all aspects of a student's life. It's fun because unexpected things happen during gameplay. And so this is a quote that I found on the Classcraft website. And I think it just goes back to that quote that I had from Rice, where it's trying to build some of those good aspects of gaming into the educational setting. According to Rice, online experiences can actually boost role play games such as this. And so the creators of Classcraft clearly built upon these qualities of gaming, and it really makes the students want to get to those higher levels and earn the things that the teachers put in there, and see what surprises lie around the next corner, so to speak. And you can give rewards and you can give penalties, as I mentioned. And we'll look at that a little bit more. So, one way you can earn points is through behaviors, and you can earn what's called XP, or experience points. And so you can set these up and you can assign their different point values. And I put a screenshot here of some of the behaviors you might want to put in there. So if you hand in your homework on time, if you help someone else with their work, if you're just being positive and hardworking. And each of those you could say, well, that's 25 XP, or the first one might be 25, but the next one might be 100. And so having different values assigned to different behaviors encourages the students to pursue those higher valued behaviors. You can also earn powers and privileges, which are AP points. And so you can, again, as the teacher, assign these values, but each student gets assigned a type of character. So this screenshot, it shows mage. That's one type of character. You could also be a healer, or like there's a whole variety that each team member gets assigned a different role. And so, as the mage, you could earn different privileges. And so, for example, you can have everybody gains 7 AP points except for a mage. Or a mage can trade places with another classmate. And that's like in the physical classroom. So each person, the healer, can have something else that they can save a person. If they get a consequence, the healer maybe would come in and give up their points to cover the points someone else would lose, or prevent the team from losing points. And so you can assign what all of those different things would be. Now, here's where the consequences come into play. They can get sentenced, and it can be completely random sometimes. You might just do a random event and they get hit with a loss of 25 points each, or a loss of 25 points per team. But then you can also have individual consequences for different behaviors. And it can be random as well. So they might have to, if they push somebody, you might have an assigned consequence, or you could play it that they like can spin a wheel, and like one of these three options could happen. So they could lock out and not get penalized. They could have to create a study guide for the entire class, and you would have to assign when that would be due. Or just something fun, they would have to learn and recite a poem. So they go out, they find their own poem, they memorize it, and then they present it to the class. And when they do those things, then they can then that's where you, as the teacher, adjust the points and such. These random events, I've mentioned them periodically. They are used to earn points and create excitement. And you can, like, it's recommended on Classcraft that you start each class with these. And so you can see here, I know it's tiny, but you would click random events and just something pops up on your screen, and that's the random event for the day. So it could be that the class has to, or the team, depending how you're playing it, would have to talk like a pirate for the day. And if they talk like a pirate for the day, they get whatever reward is there under effect. Or you can see that you might find some cursed blade, and one random player, and it usually, I think, tells you who that person is, will get 25 AP and 500 XP. And so they never know who it's going to hit, how it's going to hit, how it's going to affect the team. And so it's just a good excitement builder tool within the program. Points are used to buy gear, uniforms, and pets for their characters. It can be extended at home. Parents can sign in and they can actually assign points for kids doing chores at home and or whatever. And so the kids are even more motivated because the more points you get, the more things you can do. And so it's really collaborative in that nature of getting the parents on board, getting the teachers on board. You can see here that you can use this with all teachers. So especially in like secondary, the English teacher could assign points for stuff in English class, and then the math teacher can assign things in math class. And so it just builds that point pool that they can earn or get points taken away from. And it just creates a really good excitement level amongst the students. Now, looking at the social presence model, instructor involvement. How much this instructor utilizes the components is going to boost how connected the students feel socially. And so this is a program, it definitely has a lot of components that the teacher has to learn, but I really think that if you can incorporate this on a daily basis, they would really feel connected and you would see the team building happening amongst the students. And so it's really important that the instructor takes the time to do that to make this really work. Effective association, students would build a connection with other team members. There's a chat tool, there's a messaging tool, and this is something the instructor can do as well, but that they can connect through these other features. Community cohesion, of course, the team aspect builds community. They want the team to do well. They don't want to lose points, so they're going to encourage everybody to be on the same page and try and earn as many points as they can. The interaction intensity, the game allows for everyone to get engaged. Even the quiet ones are still able to earn points for their team. They're still able to do things. You have those kids that they might not talk a lot, but they hand in their homework every single day. And so they're going to earn points for their team that way and still feel a part of the community, and be able to interact with everybody in a less outspoken way. Knowledge and experience, the premium use, when you upgrade to that $8 a month fee, you get more features. And one of those features is something called boss battles, and they allow for formative assessment. And you can create like mini review games, and they can earn points if they win these review games, and it can randomize who gets called on or which team goes. And so that's a really good way to boost that knowledge factor using the game experience. Interaction intensity, the game allows for all to engage. You can't do this completely by yourself. You need the team to work together to earn more points. If you're just in it just for your own points, it's not going to work very well. So implementation, I would use it as classroom management. I think it would work better in an actual class than an online class, but it definitely could be used either way. This is an example of a boss battle decimal review game question that I created. And you can see, like, you can reveal the answer, and it chooses Lexi Hoover or whatever at the bottom. So I think it's a really valuable tool. I would like to try it. My daughter used it last year in 7th grade and absolutely loved it. The kids were motivated and couldn't wait to see what happened next. So I might give it a try in my classroom as well. Thanks for listening.